Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Rust. What I'm going to be talking about today, folks, is I am going to be talking about Rust and the fact that it is coming to consoles soon. So Rust is going to be coming to Xbox One and PS4, so current gen consoles in probably the next year. So in 2020, it's going to be coming to consoles. This video is being made right now. It's July, I think, 20th, 2020, and I think in the next 6 months, we're going to see this game on a console. So what does that mean? It means that just by default, if you're looking at a next-gen console, sort of a next-gen Xbox or PS5, whatever, it's probably going to be there too. It's almost definitely going to be there. So if you're wondering about that, you can leave this video right now. Now, if you're wondering about the release date and when we're going to know more about Rust, there's a few things out there that I think give us a hint as to what's going to be happening in the next couple days, actually. So first off, if you know anything about Rust and you've been following its progress, you're going to know that the Xbox One store had a slight leak of the Xbox One Rust beta. This was a few months back, around April. The Xbox One Rust beta did appear for about a day or so. A few users had it, didn't have it, sorry. A few users saw it, it was reported to Reddit, everybody went nuts, then it disappeared and we haven't heard from it since. So standing alone, that could be an error, it could be who knows what, and since they did announce that Rust is coming to Xbox, it shouldn't surprise anyone that there's a beta. The fact that the beta app does exist means that to some extent it probably is being tested on Xbox One, or at least it was being tested back in April. Now, this is good because when you combine this with the fact that about 44 days ago, the development, or not 44 now, it's about 40 to 50 days ago, let's say, right? The development of the Rust console branch completely stopped, okay? So if you know anything about programming and you know about branches and everything like that, you've got main branches and then you've got sort of side branches, and the console development branch was just another branch of the Rust sort of development process that various programmers were working on. They were pushing updates to it almost daily, and then 40 to 50 days ago, it just stopped. And what this generally means is that either A, they sort of cut the branch off, which means they stopped development on it and now the game's out there and it's being reviewed, or they've put the branch into like shadow mode, or they've basically stopped displaying to the public commits. I think the latter is probably more the case, because even if they'd submitted the code to be reviewed, or they'd submitted the game to be reviewed by Xbox, PS4, all those sort of game store people to review, I don't think they'd stop development on the console branch, right? Because why would you do that, right? There's always going to be updates coming. They want to release the best thing to console. They're going to keep working on developments, even if it means that maybe 44 days ago or 45 days ago, whatever it was, that's when the branch was sort of cut off and it was sent over to, the reviewers. They're going to keep developing it because they're going to have the next iteration, the next update to that game ready to go at some point. And why would they stop work for 40, 50 days just because they're waiting for it to be reviewed? That just wouldn't happen. At least myself being a developer, I know that wouldn't happen, right? Like, you're not going to just cut off development because you're waiting for a review to go through. You're going to keep development going, and if that review comes back bad, you can just branch off and work with that, right? So most likely they sort of put that branch into shadow mode, and no one can see it. The public can't see it. At least they can see it, obviously, but the public can't see it. So I don't think that's sort of indicative of anything, but probably what it means is that either, my guess, if I had to guess, is that right now that main console branch is being reviewed by a app store or something like that. It's going to be approved, and then probably there's some sort of side branches going on that are working on the next update and everything like that that's going to come out after they've released this, and it's going to come out a couple months after, just to keep the game updated and everything like that. We don't know what version of Rust is even going to be coming to consoles. It is going to have crossplay, but it's not going to be with PC, so we don't know if Rust is going to have vehicles. We don't know if Rust is going to have helicopters. We don't know what Rust is going to have when it comes to consoles. It is going to be Rust. It's going to be what you're seeing here in this gameplay video, but some of the more advanced features, they could be there, they might not be there. And again, by putting that branch into shadow mode, that's going to cut us off from a lot of those details, and that's going to sort of prepare people for a big announcement. And this is where we come to sort of the meat of this video and just what I really wanted to cover and what really makes me excited. So one of the developers on Rust tweeted something, and Twitter's not the most reliable source, we all know that, but they tweeted out, sorry developers, your game, or you game, I'm assuming it's your game didn't pass our certification process, so we won't be able to approve it for release at this time. It failed step 114, Twitter outrage. So what does that mean? That's obviously just a bit of a meme. It's posted by Gary Newman, at Gary Newman, if you're interested. But yeah, it was posted by him, but it's a bit of a meme. But the fact that it was posted means that he's probably fairly confident that there isn't going to be such a thing, right? Like, a tweet like this would be insane to release right before you announce that the game's been delayed, right? Like, Cyberpunk 2077, none of their developers are going to be tweeting like, game delayed, haha, and then 10 minutes later, like, Cyberpunk 2077 comes out and says, once again, we're going to be delaying our game until 2025. It's just, it would be bad PR, and, well, developers aren't the best at PR. I'm guessing that this wouldn't happen. In addition to this, if you go and look through sort of Xbox, or like their official Twitter account, you're going to see some people on there talking about, hey, Xbox, is Rust coming? And they're sort of going back and forth about that. And they're going back and forth with the official Xbox account. The account sort of hinting that something might be coming. We don't know what, but something might be coming. So the fact that a developer, a sort of lead developer from what I know, a lead developer and Xbox, like the official Xbox account, are going back and forth on this probably means that there is something coming. There is something in the wings. And why am I making this video right now? Because I think I know what that is. So my guess is on the 23rd of July, just a few days from now, they're going to make the announcement as to when Rust is going to be released to Xbox, okay? So Microsoft is holding their sort of 2020 games. They're basically like their game announcement stream, I think it is, for Xbox games. They're holding it on the 23rd of July, and I think Rust is going to be one of those games. The fact that the Xbox Twitter is going on and on about it, the fact that one of the developers is talking about it now, the fact that you've got these dev branches that are cut off, the fact that a couple months ago you had beta, this all points at some sort of release coming either in summer of 2020, which would be August, I'm guessing, unless they're going to pull something like Fallout and make the announcement of like, hey, it's out, go get it. I don't think they're going to do that. My guess is it's either going to be coming out in August or you're going to see it coming out in sort of October, November. The reason I don't think it's going to be coming out in September is because, honestly, once you've gone past like August, you might as well just wait to get some of those like the Christmas gifts and the Christmas hype in there, right? September is sort of a rough month, I think, for releasing games. They could be releasing it then because there already is some hype behind Rust, and it's a game that a lot of people are going to buy. So from a marketing perspective, maybe you do want to just drop it in September and have everybody just go at it and buy it because they're going to buy it before the new Call of Duty, Halo Infinite, or whatever, right? Like, they're going to buy Rust because it came in September, and then all those like AAA titles came in November, so maybe that's going to be a thing. But my guess is Rust is going to be able to go head to head with a lot of these big games, and to go head to head with those games, they're going to want to release a little bit closer to them, or they're going to want to get that early jump and release in August. So if I had to sort of play things out in my head and how I imagine this is going to go, I'm going to imagine that with this Xbox event that's coming up here, and again, I'm calling my shots extremely, extremely close in the future, so you guys are probably going to call me out if I'm wrong on this, but my guess is they're going to announce something on July 23rd that Rust is going to be coming to Xbox. If I had to take a guess, there's going to be some sort of exclusive release to Xbox, whether it's going to be a couple weeks early, a couple days early. It's going to be some exclusive release to Xbox, sort of the same way as a few other games have done. One of those games would be, Battle Royale? PlayerUnknown's Battle Royale. Well, how did I forget that? Or PUBG, yeah, PUBG. All right, I spaced on that one there. Sorry, I do this sort of ad lib. But PUBG, I think they're going to do that same thing with Xbox. It's going to come out a little bit earlier. I don't think it's going to be super early. I think it's going to come to Xbox One for a couple weeks. Then it's going to be released to PS4, and then it's going to come out on sort of drop with the new consoles, because that makes the most sense. It's going to come with all the new titles. It's going to come with all the new consoles, and it's going to come a little bit early for all the other, the current gen systems. They're going to get some purchases from the current gen systems. There is probably going to be a spillover into that next gen, but getting that hype going early, it's going to mean that a lot of people are going to be buying that when they get their sort of next gen system too. I think from a marketing standpoint, it would make sense to release in August. I'm guessing it's going to be late August. Again, this is all just a guess, but I'm guessing we're going to be hearing something really soon regarding Rust, when it's going to be released and everything like that. And I'm super excited for it because it's a game I love to play. I play it on the PC. Like, full disclosure here, I'm invested in the consoles because I know that there's going to be a ton of new players coming when it comes to consoles, and I know that's going to be really good for my channel, and it's going to be cool to see you guys actually progress through the game and see the game grow, because it's going to mean that they have so many more resources to devote to making this game just better and better. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming from this game, and it's one of those games that they just keep adding to. There's RPG elements coming to the game. They've got a concept, at least, of, sort of self-buildable weapons coming. They've got vehicles that they just released. A lot of cool stuff is coming, and I think the consoles are going to allow them to do so much more with that. And I think my guess is Xbox is going to be paying a little bit of money to them to make sure they get that exclusive release just a little bit early. They might even do it with their next-gen console just to get a little bit of a FU in at the PS5, get a little bit of a jump there, because let's be honest, this sort of generation of consoles, Xbox is way behind PlayStation. And if they want to get a head start, having games like Rust and stuff like that come exclusive to their console, that's going to be huge. And if they can do that right off on launch, that's also going to be huge. So they probably paid a little bit of extra money to Rust to get that option. And it is Microsoft. They have a ton of money, so they're able to do stuff like that. Sony would be too, but Rust doesn't feel like a PlayStation game. It feels more like an Xbox game, just given what I know about Xbox and everything like that. It sort of fits in there with your Gears players, it just feels right for the Xbox, in my opinion. Okay, maybe I'm biased. I like the Xbox a little bit better than the PlayStation just because that's what I'm used to. PlayStation is cool too, and honestly, it has some really sick games. So yeah, I'm debating if I should convert or not, if I'm going to be buying another system. But yeah, for now, I like the Xbox, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect game for Xbox, so it would make sense for them to jump on this and get exclusive. But yeah, we're not going to know much for now, but I wanted to drop this video just so you guys could hear that, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, we're going to know more in a day or two, and you guys are going to either be able to come to this video and say, Serial Overdrive, you called the shots, you got it right. You're going to be able to say, hey, what were you talking about, dude? But either way, hopefully you guys are going to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Hopefully you liked this video. If you did, again, you hit that like button, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how far off you think I am. And if you subscribe, I've got a ton of great Rust videos, a bunch of great Rust guides. If there's anything missing, let me know. I will make it for you guys because that's what I do. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.